How's everybody doing today? So, got a question that you get a lot when you're kind of in this business from new folks, and it basically boils down to help. I'm stuck in the analysis paralysis phase, right? Um, I don't know the following to be true, but I've seen it enough to at least share it here. That is particularly frustrating because what I get from most of the people in that kind of situation is they've done the job of saving, right? For whatever their market is, they've saved the down payment. For many of them, they've probably saved a couple of down payments, right? That's probably what they thought their number one thing to do was to save, save, save. So, they probably did that in many cases for years, right? And now they gotta, now it's time to buy something and they're frozen. So I actually have a three-step process to kind of get out of that. And I think if you follow this, it at least helps most people kind of move forward. So here it is. So step one is I actually want you to stop looking at property. I'm going to assume that you look at property all the time. I'm going to assume that you're getting lost in comparing property A to property B and what about property, 17 and, all of this stuff, right? So you're driving yourself crazy and not going anywhere. I sort of relate it to a car where the brakes are set, or maybe a motorcycle where the brakes are set and you're just gunning it and you're just spinning your wheels and smoke's going in everywhere and you're not doing anything except in this case destroying the tires, but you're not moving anywhere. So the first thing you got to do is stop, take a deep breath, stop looking at stuff, and I don't know how long this next step takes, but say for the next 24 48 hours, I want you to do step number two. I want you to go and figure out what your key metric is to buy, right? It could be one of many things. It could be I want a 5 or I want a 7 or I want an 8% return on my money, right? Meaning all the cash I put out, I want to earn 5, 7, 8%. Don't know what it is for you, but pick something. It could be I want $200 a month cash flow minimum. It could be I want a fourplex because I want to maximize what I can do with whatever it is, right? I want you to figure out what your metric is, and I want you to be confident in that metric. And the only way to build confidence in that metric is I want you to go to talk to 10 of your friends and family and tell them, I'm going to buy a property when X happens. Right? Is it the yield? Is it the cash flow? Is it 322 on an acre lot? I don't know. Whatever that is for you. But go tell 10 people you trust that love you and will listen. Right? So you have 10 accountability partners. And that step two is going to do a couple of things. First, it's going to become your rule that you live by. And then by talking to 10 people, you're going to know if it's the right rule, because what will happen is you will start to get hesitant or sandbag, or they'll ask you questions and either your rule is going to make perfect sense or it's not. And if it doesn't, stay in step two, right? Kind of do it again, right? Figure out where the holes are and regenerate whatever that is for you. So you're not exiting step two until you've told 10 people and you're even more convinced on what your metric is. Okay? Then step three is go out and look for property, and the minute something hits that number, buy it. This is exactly what Olivia and I went through. We had spent a year looking for stuff, not finding anything that kind of met our metric. Then we went to another market 2.5 hours away. We only saw one property that day, right? Think about that. We drove 2.5, 3 hours. We drove around town. We only looked at one available property, but it met our number. And I remember, as we were driving back going, we only saw one. We should have seen 10 or 15 or, blah, 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 blah. And, she looks over and goes, well, the one hit our metric. So what are we going to do? And that was it. I had thought about the metric forever. I felt good in the metric. So we pulled the trigger. And, that was a moment for us, right? We could have stayed in the analysis paralysis phase forever. But we were confident in the metric. We found a property that hit the metric and we bought it. And, the rest is history. So that's it. Analysis paralysis is real. I tell you to stop looking because you're just hurting yourself. go figure out what your metric is, tell 10 people, see if you need to change it, and then step 3, buy the first property that meets that metric. Hope that helps. Take care. Let me know if it helps.